We think we're ready. As a municipality, I saw a slide earlier here about sustainability. Fiscally, our house is very much in order. Very low debt. Most of our infrastructure is in good shape, except for wastewater. We have 10-year capital plans, all well-financed. We're making IT investments. Last year, we started on our asset management, which was also referred to here. We're well down the road on that project, working with some private sector partners. And also this year, transit. We've just started a policy to put the automatic vehicle locators in the buses so that we can stop enunciation, send people messages on their iPhones, smart fare box technology, so we can get away from the old tickets and transfers. It's about a $30 million project just launched this year. We adopted an open data policy last year. We now have about 17 of our databases wide open to anybody who wants them, and that number grows every day. We're having a competition this summer in partnership with some of the universities to come up with some apps to take advantage of those. And another one, streetlights. Council just signed off last week. We're going to spend $40 million to get rid of all our old sodium streetlights and replace them with LEDs. LED streetlights don't only save a ton of electricity, they're also quite a bit smarter than the old streetlights. You can change the light in these LED lights over time. At night, turn them down from midnight to 6 a.m. in the suburbs. In the Bar District, crank them up at 2 a.m. when everyone's coming out. There's lots of things you can do with these lights to make a difference. As a community, there's a lot of things going on in Halifax that we think we should be able to leverage to do some of the things you folks have talked about. Broadband, even though Halifax is a geographically large community, about 5,500 square kilometers, and everything from very urban to very rural, broadband is available from one end to the other. Totally. Anybody who wants it can get it. But we have a knowledge workforce. We have 5 universities and a community college in Halifax. At any given day, a population of 400,000, 30,000 of those are students. The workforce, 35% have a degree, another 21% community college diploma, and that's not even counting the trades. The economy also is largely based on government, but there's a strong research and IT presence. Innovation. We have Dal with a large research presence. We have IBM, talked about a little while ago. They just came into town with their data analytics program, but we've already had a large presence from CGI and BlackBerry for a number of years. Also, another little bit of innovation. I saw a bullet up here earlier about how do we retain our young people. We have lots of graduates we want to retain. A little pilot we're doing this year in the city is we've heard from graduates that can't get jobs there, they head west because they need experience. Well, employers in Nova Scotia have been spoiled for years because of high unemployment rates. We could raise the bar on advertising for jobs. So we looked at that, and we identified 30 jobs that we're going to do this year, and we're going to eliminate the experience requirements and target those right at new grads. Small step, but I think it's a meaningful step and shows some leadership. What else do we have? Our digital inclusion. I'm not sure about digital, but Halifax has a good reputation for inclusion. We had 3 good public consultation initiatives in the last couple of years. A new public library, a $60 million library downtown, and a great process there to let the citizens help design that, not only as a library, but as a building. So it's an iconic building downtown. Our convention center is the same process, except we also extended that across Nova Scotia as something of that size obviously affects everybody, not just the city. Currently, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Halifax, but in downtown we have this thing called the Cogswell Interchange. Big, massive overpass structure right in the middle of downtown that was supposed to support a road network that never got built. The thing's about 20 years old, and we think it's time to go. It's taking up about 7 acres right in the downtown, essentially dividing the downtown. So we put that out to the public, all kinds of public meetings. So what do you want there instead? So we're doing the inclusion. We got to get the digital part in front of it. Maybe we'll learn some lessons there, how to do that. And marketing and advocacy. Marketing, not so much, although we are looking at our brand. Advocacy, we're very much in collaboration. Our mayor, staff, we've reached out to the Cape Breton Municipality. I don't know how many of you are familiar with them. But Nova Scotia has 2 municipalities. Halifax, we got a problem. We got the challenge of growth. CBRM has a challenge of shrinkage. So we got together, what can we do? How can we help? How can you help us? What can we do together? We've been working with the problems. Very excited about working with our colleagues in Fredericton. I'm in touch with them. They had a meeting last year. We didn't make it, but we'd hope to do another one this year and build more Atlantic collaboration. We don't feel we're in competition with each other in Atlantic Canada. We're in competition with the rest of the world. We need to leverage those strengths. So we came here today to learn. How can we pull all this stuff that's happening in Halifax into one bundle and drive our economy? Our economy in Halifax has growth, slow, steady growth. But that's mostly driven by a very large population in Halifax of government. We have regional federal offices. We have D&D, the military, as well as the provincial government. The universities I mentioned, large hospital presence. So these things tend to smooth out the business cycle in Halifax. But of course, as we don't get the troughs, we don't get the peaks either. So what can we do to grow our economy with that? We need to leverage the strength of our regional partners and leverage the strength of the private sector. How can we do that? We're looking at things like free Wi-Fi available in parts of the city. Well, how do we make that happen? With some of the challenges John here mentioned. And we need to evaluate ourselves against folks like this. So what are you doing right? Why aren't we doing it? And what can we do to improve?